This is the land where milk flows like water, where not only the white revolution of India began, but also it is home to Asia's largest dairy producer. I'm talking about Amul. And today we are here in Anand at its chocolate factory to get to know how Amul plans to stay relevant to the taste of India from the new MD himself, Mr. Jayen Mehta. I'm all set to have my Charlie in the chocolate factory moment. It's a pleasure meeting you. You're going to take us around through the chocolate factory and what the processes are going forward. But first, I'd like to begin by asking you about the huge legacy that Amul has had over the years, around 75 years. Overall, everybody knows about Amul, but very few people know about GCMMF. Just in brief, if you could tell us what the story of GCMMF is.
Thank you so much. First of all, welcome to Amul's Chocolate Factory, the largest dark chocolate factory in whole of Asia, which makes the finest range of dark chocolates, which everybody in the country loves. Talking about Amul, it was formed in the year 1946, almost 77 years back. And the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, GCMMF, was formed in the year 1973. Between 46 and 73, the dairy cooperative movement, which started in Khera district in Gujarat, Anand, spread across 6 other districts of the state. And in order to prevent competition among the farmers of a similar model, the visionary leaders like Dr. Korean and the chairman of the board members of the different district unions, they took this decision to form a marketing federation, the Apex Marketing Federation, to perform the job of marketing on behalf of all the 6 dairies of Gujarat and under the Amul and Sagar brand names. So that's how we were formed in the year 1973. And today I'm happy to say that this is the golden jubilee year of the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, and we are now emerged as the largest FMCG brand in whole of the country with a brand turnover of more than 72,000 crores, which is about $9 billion US.
Mr. Sodhi handed down the baton to you and you're now the new MD of Amul. What are the challenges that you want to take head on from here? And being the MD, what does Jayen Mehta intend to do with Amul going forward?
Oh, well, the job I have been handed over is quite challenging, but also as much as interesting. For a simple reason that the cooperative model is very, very strong. You talked about the 3 tiers, the village farmers in a village associate into a village cooperative society. All villages of a district form a district cooperative milk processing union, a dairy plant, and the marketing is done by the State Marketing Federation, which I represent. The specialization of task is there assigned. The job of procurement of milk at the villages, processing at the district union, and marketing at federation, which takes care of 3.6 million farmers with 98 dairy plants for 18 district unions and the brand turnover of more than 50 products, 1,000 plus SKUs that is marketed by the federation. The opportunity for the Indian dairy sector is very large. The tailwinds are there for the cooperative sector. There is a huge emphasis and importance of cooperatives as a tool for development of people. So all this while we were using cooperative, the milk cooperative as a tool for development of the dairy farmers. Now the new vision is to see that how cooperatives benefit a large number of farmers across the country in a much bigger way. So this is the kind of scenario in which we are now operating, and I'm very sure in the years to come, whatever targets that we have got, it will be easily achievable for a simple reason that the brand Amul has achieved a size and a scale, and more importantly the trust of the consumers. And what we say, the taste of India, actually we have an opportunity to metamorphosize or evolve from just the dairy business to everything that you consume in your kitchen. Can be an Amul branded product either in the organic space or in the dairy space as it's known to you.
So there's a lot of things to unpack here of the answer you just gave as well, right? First is talking of the target. Amul intends to increase their target to almost 1 lakh crore by 2025-26. So as far as Amul is concerned and the target is concerned, how are you planning to take this forward, this 1 lakh crore mark by 2025?
Yes, it's a number which is very, very large and also a challenging number. But we've broken down systematically by understanding what is the kind of growth in milk procurement that is going to have, what's the kind of products portfolio we have identified to add $1 billion category every year, so to say, in our portfolio to manage to achieve this growth. I'll talk about some of these categories that are very, very relevant to us apart from the core business that we are doing. Our entry into the protein space is a very, very huge thing with the introduction of high protein lassi, high protein buttermilk, a variety of high protein products, including a chocolate, which will have as much as 50%, which is 75 gram protein per 150 gram bar of chocolate. To high protein yogurt, high protein water, high protein milkshakes, high protein milk, and snacks and so on and so forth. The other category which we have been very bullish about is probiotics. And you'll be happy to note that we have the entire range of buttermilk available in India at a price point of just about 30 rupees a litre is now probiotic. So 3 million litres a day makes us the largest probiotic brand in the world. The next space which we are very bullish on and working very hard to connect the farmers to the consumers is organics. Everybody wants to consume food without pesticides, without chemical fertilizers, but unfortunately that's not the reality, because if organic products are available, they are very, very exorbitant. We have taken up this mission of connecting the organic producers with the consumers. We have already launched about 8 to 10 different categories in organics. The processing facility for organic atta, the wheat flour, is right now here in this same campus. To organic pulses, organic rice, and we are soon getting into organic spices, organic sugar, jaggery, and so on. So every single item which you will consume in your kitchen will be an Amul organic product very soon, next 6 to 12 months. So we are expanding in every single category. We are setting up a new dairy plant under Amul Fed at Rajkot, which will process 2 million litres of milk a day. Almost 8 million litres expansion on the current base, about 42 million litres is already underway, which will take care of our anticipated growth in the next 5 years. And that's why we are very confident that as a team of 3.6 million farmers, the 18 district unions, 15,000 distributors, a million plus retail outlets, and a billion customers in India, and exports to more than 50 countries around the world, we should be very, very comfortably achieving the target that we have set for ourselves in the next few years.
It's so tempting to see the liquid chocolate flowing here, and I would like to stand here itself so that we can see that happening as we speak, right? So another thing is that we can see now that from just a dairy products production brand, Amul is now diversifying and evolving as a more of an FMCG kind of a brand. So when I stepped into Gujarat, especially Anand, we saw the food land, we saw the format store called Amul Green, and there are many other avenues that you're looking at, like you said, organic food, even the frozen food that I got to taste a samosa of one of the products that you have here. So what kind of investments are we looking at, and from 98 factories, how much are we going to scale from here?
Let me start with the chocolate plant first. The fun fact is, Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated this new facility way back in 2018. We took a leap of faith. We expanded the chocolate capacity 5 times. And despite COVID and all the uncertainties in the market, last year this plant started running at 100% capacity within the shortest possible time, and we are doubling up capacities here. Having said that, the expansion is a very, very important part of our business, because that's what leads to the growth in future. All the core products are undergoing a massive expansion across all our plants in the country. Overall expansion in this business is about 3,000 to 4,000 crores every year for the next 1 year.
Which will include?
Every single dairy product which I just mentioned, and the new product categories that we are. What you saw about the Amul Foodland and Amul Green are our concepts and the pilots. The future also lies in selling foods directly to the customer. So this is where we are learning to make range of products which are of Amul quality with the best Amul ingredients and obviously the purest taste. Once we are standardizing recipes, we have already set up Amul Foodland parlors in Ahmedabad, we have set up in Kevadia, and we are going to scale up across the country. We have all other templates in place in which we are able to reach out directly to the customer in the ready-to-eat food form, in the form of the products that you want to consume, and also direct to the retailers, so that we are able to service the entire length and breadth of the country. I mean, Amazon in India would have perhaps say one warehouse every state. We have 82 warehouses across the country. So 82 ambient, 82 chilled, 82 frozen, and 98 dairy plants. So these are the future distribution centers for Amul.
Right, and by 2025, 26, from 98, will we see the factories going up, the numbers going up?
Yes. We are working at
What's the
expansion
target?
in setting up this. We will have close to 110 to 112 different plants. So additionally, up about 15 to 18 new milk processing plants across the country. And it's a part of the routine development and expansion process, expanding the capacities of the existing plants, to setting up plants which are closer to the customer, setting up branches which are closer to the customer, and that's how we are able to deeply penetrate into the country, basically identifying every single village and town with a population of 5 to 10,000 across the country. And this is what is the massive distribution push also which is happening. And Amul obviously is one of the finest distribution houses in the country, and we want to build on to this particular strength and capability.
Well, before we go inside, your team has been, kind enough to explain the 6 processes that take place here, with starting with, mixing of the products, going to the emulsifier, going to the container storage, and finally packaging, molding, etc. Get inside and you can explain to us how the chocolate is made here.
Sure, welcome. Let's get.
To dive right in. First is the mixing process. How does this work?
The journey of making beautiful, tasty chocolates begins here. This is a continuous mixture, fully automatic, and all the 3 major ingredients of chocolates, which is the dark cocoa, the sugar, and the other things, are all mixed here in a continuous fashion, all using this standardized recipe on a continuous basis. And that's how, once it is mixed, it moves into the buffer tank and we go to the refiners.
So after mixing, there's a refining process, right? What happens in this process?
The chocolate has to be refined to take care of ensuring that all the ingredients are properly mixed. And once you mix these refiners, these are ball refiners. So what you see is small balls which will continuously put the chocolate paste into a very, very fine. And the key to making a good chocolate is having a very, very small micron size. So when the chocolate hits your tongue and it melts in your mouth, the smaller the micron size of the granules, the tastier the chocolate. It will melt in the mouth and elevate the sensory experience. And this is what these equipments do. There are time specifications of a certain duration in which the chocolate has to pass through this kind of thing and become a kind of a taste and a nice sensory product, which you can see here.
So this takes care of the texture and the taste. Turnout, and what is the specialty of this process?
This is the heart of chocolate making, because cocoa is a natural product. The cocoa bean is a natural product. There are certain unwanted flavors, these high acidic flavors in certain cocoa beans. You have to remove this before you get into the molding, so that the chocolate experience is really very, very interesting. And that's what is happening here. After you mix the ingredients, refine them, you conch them, and then the final product is ready for molding.
So molding and then packaging. I can't wait to have a bite of the chocolate.
Absolutely.
But what comes to my mind here is because Amul is all about scale, right? 3 crore liters of milk is not a joke, and that's a lot to procure and produce
every
in terms
day.
of products each day. So, which are the products that Amul sells the most? If you had to list the top 10 products that Amul sells.
Well, to give you some facts, we sell close to 20 billion packets in a year of all Amul products put together. 20 billion packs. This makes us the single largest brand in the world. As per the Kantar research, Coca-Cola is among the largest selling individual packs in the world. But going by the numbers that we have, we would be the largest in the world in terms of the transactions we do every single year with our customers. Okay, and which means every single person in India consumes 20 Amul products in a year, or every household 100 products in a year. I mean, talking of the averages. Milk in pouches, fresh milk in pouches is our single largest product. We sell close to 3.5 crore packets a day.
Everything is great, but one star product.
All Amul products are stars in their categories. because it's end of the day, when a consumer buys an Amul product, be it worth 5 rupees or a 200 rupee chocolate bar, the joy and satisfaction he or she gets actually is what makes us or our life very happy.
If we talk about this particular chocolate factory, what kind of capacity does it have, and how much chocolates from the Amul factory are Indians consuming?
This chocolate plant's USP is manufacturing the finest quality of dark chocolates. Amul is the largest brand of dark chocolates in the country. We have almost 20 to 30 different types of dark chocolates, including the single country origin dark chocolates coming out of this. So when we started with the 55 dark, it became 75, we launched 90 dark, and we have 99 dark. And so the entire range of dark chocolates with lot of additives like the fruit and nut and the cocoa coffee and the orange peels and so on and so forth makes a very, very interesting experience. As I mentioned, this plant, we had increased the capacity 5 times in 2018. In 2.5 years, we exceeded that capacity. We are doubling up this capacity. We are adding lines for wafer. We are adding lines for the different assortment of chocolate categories and making Amul the largest chocolate brand in terms of the dark chocolate space. The experience and expertise of running the chocolate factory has helped us in understanding the flavor of chocolates, which is the largest selling variant in ice creams, among the large selling items in beverages. So the expertise of chocolate has actually helped us to manufacture everything.
Well, it smells delicious in here, and from this leg of the production line, let's move ahead and proceed to the next leg. And I can't wait to have a bite and see how the chocolates are molded and come out on the other side of the production line. We've spoken a lot and at length about how chocolate is made. We've talked everything sweet. Now begins the bittersweet and the challenges that Amul is facing while the bittersweet chocolates are actually going beside us, right? So one of the things that we've seen very recently is this tussle between Amul and Nandini that has been talked about, and how, you know, in the South there's this feeling that Amul will not be accepted widely. What's your view on that, and how would you respond to it?
Amul and Nandini are both cooperatives. Both have been born out of the same model. The Amul model is replicated across India. Together, Amul, Nandini, Avin, Verka, Vijaya, Sudha, all have made India the largest producer of milk in the world. So there is no denial that it's a cooperative spirit which is there, very much relevant and in practice across the country. Amul and Nandini have been working together. Amul ice cream has been being packed at Nandini facilities with Nandini milk for more than 25 years now. Okay, so whenever Nandini requires any technical assistance, Amul is right there. We also bought large quantity of cheese from Nandini in 21-22 when there was practically no demand of milk in the country due to COVID. So there are lot of ways in which cooperatives have been working together and collaborating. In case of Avin also, let me tell you that last year when country had shortage of fat, Amul also was not having enough fat. We sold almost 1,000 tons of milk fat to them. So this is where we work together. In the COVID period, we supplied more than 2,000 tons of cattle feed every month to Avin. That's 25,000 tons in a year. Even today, more than 1,000 tons of cattle feed is being sold to Tamil Nadu every year. The Amul cattle feed is sold there. You will be surprised, and this is not in public domain, that we sell our high quality cement doses to Tamil Nadu and Avin in very large numbers. Every year, close to 12 lakh doses of cattle, of cement, the highest quality cement, are being sold in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so cooperatives work together silently, supporting each other in all the activities. I talked about breeding, which is the cement doses. I talked about feeding. I talked about the products manufacturing, the ingredients and raw material inputs, technical support, any assistance. Tomorrow, any cooperative wants to understand, say we want to set up a dark chocolate plant, or we want to set up this variety of lactose-free milk, or this variety of ice cream, or this type of cheese. This plant, all Amul facilities, all our recipes are open to them. We will not hesitate in sharing our recipes, which are traditionally secrets, to any of our sister cooperatives. Because this is where we have together been able to keep the private and multinationals out and support the farmers in a very big way.
In fact, Danone tried to come to India and they failed after a very long period. And here now, if you look at the prices of Amul milk packets, they're anywhere upwards of 53 rupees or 52 rupees as compared to Nandini. And that's also been talked about pretty much. And the charges that you give to cooperatives and the dairy farmers versus any other cooperative is much higher. And there's this fear, especially in the Tamil Nadu ministry at this point. They are talking about how Amul is a new player and Nandini and other cooperatives have been existing in the south. How do you look at this whole thing and going forward to expand towards the south? How are you planning to do that within all these challenges?
No, we respect the views of the respective states and their governments. All I can do is present the facts. I talked to you about the kind of association and cooperation we have in terms of feeding, breeding, raw materials, processes, technologies, people. Important thing also to note is what is the share of that cooperative in procurement of milk in their respective state. Talking about Tamil Nadu, their average daily milk production is close to 277 lakh kgs per day. Assuming the farmer retains 1/3 of the milk at the village and his own consumption, the marketable surplus is close to 200 lakh kgs per day. Avin procures 35 lakh kgs per day. Okay, which means they are procuring hardly 20% of the marketable surplus and 13% of the total production. So, which means that 4 out of 5 liters of milk in the state of Tamil Nadu is collected by private. It is also a well-known fact that the largest private dairy in India is based out of Tamil Nadu. So, if the state does not have any issue of having private procuring 80% of the total surplus milk in the state, Amul and Avin together actually can be a strong force in increasing the share of cooperatives in the procurement of that particular state. So this will benefit the farmers in the long run and stop their exploitation or the monopolization by the private players. So this is where is our simple effort to work with the respective states, respective state cooperatives and build the presence and strength of the cooperatives in any part of India we operate. So certain times facts are not properly presented, they are at times distorted. All we can do as Amul, which is the oldest and the largest cooperative brand in the country, to present the right facts, present the context and irrespective of whatever happens, continue our unwavering support to the farmers of every state of the country.
So can we see this merger happening between the cooperatives, this cooperative?
No, it is not possible. All of us are registered under respective state cooperative acts. So Amul is under Gujarat State Cooperative Act and Nandini will be under Karnataka Act, Tamil Nadu Act and so on and so forth. Cooperatives are designed to work together and one of the 7 principles of cooperation is cooperation amongst cooperatives. So it is it's a global rule, it's a global thing and actually India should be proud that all these cooperatives have made India the largest producer of milk in the world. And milk is the largest agricultural crop of India. The output of milk is more than wheat, paddy, pulses, oil seeds put together. Okay, so and its livelihood to more than 100 million families. Okay, 10 crore families. So milk is very, very integral to us, very important to us, both for nutrition, both for livelihood, and cooperatives have to work together to do this.
You know, after chocolates, what comes to my mind next is Amul ice creams, right? And that's also a tempting space. For you, overall, if you had to sum up for Amul's business, where do you see the growth coming in the most? And what is the demand like going forward?
Talking about ice creams, we are expanding the capacity of ice creams by 2 times in the next 3 years. So ice cream business is on an inflection point. The improvement of infrastructure in the country, electricity availability across the country helps us penetrate deeper into the country. And we have currently 17 plants manufacturing ice cream. We are expanding the capacity of most of them, adding new lines, new facilities. The government of India has supported ice cream manufacturers across India under the new PLIS scheme, which means the frozen food business, the ice cream business will see a massive jump. Same applies to liquid milk because consumers, as I mentioned, post-COVID are shifting from loose and unbranded to packaged and branded milk.
What growth rate are we looking at?
There is no limit to it because only left to our imagination. For a simple reason that Amul procures close to 3 crore liters of milk a day and India's production of milk is 60 crore liters a day. So even if 5% of the consumers of India shift from loose and unbranded to packaged and branded, which is 3 crore liters, you can add 1 Amul every year in India. So that's why we are very bullish about this growth. We want to scale up, expand our distribution, expand our manufacturing, expand our farmer reach so that we remain a strong and a formidable force in just keeping with the changing trends. And then we need to do something more to dominate it further.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for being here and let's enjoy the chocolates now.